do that. Certainly, it will help me with the trip, but that's also, yeah, a big chunk that goes to YouTube, and who knows if I'll ever actually get that money with the monetization issues. So, a couple of things that I do want to throw out in the chat real quick since we're at the top of the hour. First is the swag store. There's some specials going on. I want to talk about those. I'll throw the link to the swag store out there. The first thing, if you use code GRPC, and this is good during this show, this live stream for 4 hours. I might run this a little bit longer, but if you use the code GRPC, most everything in the swag store is going to be 10% off. Now, there's a couple of specials going on that 10% does not apply to. And if you add these specials and other things in your cart, yes, you still get the 10% on those. But the first is going to be if you pick up one of the Fud Life shotgun patches, right? Or let me get down here. Got a few caps left. I've got three in green and one in black. And all these are on the store. If you pick up one of those patches or the caps, what I'm going to do, I've got a sticker series here that was put together specifically for some GRPC funding. So it's the Fud Life series. So you've got the normal Fud Life patch, you've got the Fud Life revolver patch. I don't know how well all that's going to show up because the white, you got the Hug a Fud patch, and then you've got the one that we can't sell. So it's kind of a part of the special, which is the get it in there the Save a Fud patch. Got to move my finger because the rabbit there has a 1911. If you can't tell, so these are kind of a little fundraiser effort that we put together over there on the swag store for GRPC. It's $10 for the set of stickers. Basically, you buy three, you get the other one for free. Is the way that works. But for this live stream anyway, if you pick up a cap or a patch, yeah, I'm going to throw that sticker set in for free. No codes needed for that. Just buy a Fud Life shotgun patch or cap. And then, like I said, use code GRPC on anything else over there. You get 10% off. So that's my plug for those that may want to do anything. Heck, stickers over there start certainly for the price of a super chat. So definitely do that. So we lost John again. We've lost Tony. We're having technical difficulties apparently with internet signal, which sucks. I want to go to Jeff. He's been quiet for a little while, so I want to go to Jeff. And with what we've been talking about, G Web's been talking about it and everything so far. Is your brain turning any more than it was before?
Um, not really. No, I I want to hear more about. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my head around what the event is, and it sounds like there are people with a variety of different agendas there looking to implement their version of 2A activism um, at that event. And I guess I'm trying to wrap my head around what all those different agendas and methods are.
Now,
Mm, right.
We've got John back in now. Looks
Yeah,
like.
I switched to my studio, so it's
So
not gonna crash.
that's okay. That's all good. So now that we got you in, you said that you've been aware of gun rights policy conference for a while, but haven't been able to make it yet. So I want to speak in the theoretical and the metaphorical, I guess, with you. But I mean, I'm sure you probably have acquaintances that have been and stuff like that. People inside your sphere of networking there. Um, what what are some of the positives that you see with having an event like gun rights policy conference?
One of the positives that a lot of people don't talk about is the positive of letting people network together. You have all these people, like-minded people, who are all really passionate about protecting the Second Amendment, and they all come together, and we can pull our resources to get a lot more done than we can do individually. And conferences like this let people do that.
Now, with that kind of goes into what Jeff had talked about a little bit earlier. I think, G. Now with the different organizations and the different people, he said that so they kind of have their own agenda. Does it seem like there's much headbutting that goes on with you need to do it my way, or is it more just wanting other people to be aware of how they're doing things?
Uh, okay. Me personally, I would say that even though that it should be, making people aware of the way we do things so we can find the best way, I think there is a lot of headbutting that is done, uh, not so much by the rank and file Second Amendment advocates, but the people at the top. And I would like to see less of that.
What about your take on that, G? What about your take on that, G?
Voltron.
Right. So right, which is probably the most horrible platform ever to yeah to stream on. Um, Pickle, it's been a while. You've been kind of quiet. I'm gonna let you jump in if you got any questions or thoughts or comments or anything. You're more than welcome to jump in at this point. Unless he stepped away for a minute, he may have turned his camera off because he stepped away. So yeah, so we'll move over, I guess, to we'll bring you in again, John,
John.
for a I got echo for a few minutes here with with things leading up. I mean, with I guess you becoming aware of GRPC was was that something that you were pretty heavily involved already in the 2A side of things, the firearm industry or community? How did you learn about it? I mean, I kind of talked about my experience with learning about it a few years back. How did you become aware that it was a thing?
I entered a gun shop a few years ago. I've given it up to concentrate more on my writing and second my 2A advocacy. But when I was a gun shop owner, one of my customers came in and told me about it. I was like NRA member, GOA member, all those things. So I started researching it, and I really wanted to go for the last few years, but it just seems like every year it's scheduled on a wedding or a family trip or something like that.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Okay, well that's an interesting concept. I mean, you think you would have heard it from an organization or heard it from something like that. So
yeah,
that's
I
kind
heard.
of cool. That's kind of cool that you just have a yeah. There's more people out there that are woke, I guess, than we give them credit. So that's kind of interesting. So you cut out earlier, and before you cut out, you were talking about potentially getting to trying to get down to or over to, I guess, depending on where you live, GRPC. And I know with me, financially, it's definitely a stretch and all of that. So with anybody that's working on doing that, what I like to do, I mean, regardless of whether you need it or not, but do you have any revenue structures in play that you want to pimp out any place to donate, Patreon, PayPal links? Is there anything like that where people can contribute to your projects and potentially help with something like that?
The thing that I launched a new YouTube page because my old one was taken down by YouTube. So that is John Crump 2 is that, and I've launched a Patreon. Not really too involved with it yet, but I'll- I will get more involved because all my ad revenue disappeared when they
Sure. Yeah.
deleted my channel with no warning. um, and that is patreon.com/John Crump. I just launched it. And I really haven't even pushed it. This is like the first time I think I really even mentioned it too much. So
It's okay.
yeah,
You got to start that kind of stuff somewhere, and obviously, if you need any help with that, I love Patreon. I work Patreon very hard. I think it's a great platform for engagement. It's obviously it's great for the support factor and the revenue factor and stuff like that. But just with the things you do and the engagement that you can have over there, it's pretty freaking awesome. Kermit Loves Bacon out there is asking, can we put a link? Uh, in the chat. Yeah, I will work on that here shortly. You got it? Okay. G Web says he's got it. So, yeah, live TV is always fun. So, yeah, G Web's going to work on that. Go over there and check that out for sure. And while we're talking about, uh, or while we got, are not talking about stuff, I should say, just want to remind those that are out there, we're going to go another giveaway at the bottom of the hour. So definitely hang around for that. And I do want to mention, I had threw the code out there through the link for the swag store over on our website and the code GRPC. A couple of specials over there as well. And I should have told everybody this at the top of this live stream, but anybody that again, I'm going to discourage you from super chatting. Go to the swag store and for the same amount of money, pick up a piece of swag or something. But, um, you know, it's assuming with YouTube, assuming it meets the minimum, and with the cut in revenue, who knows if that's going to happen, right? So, yeah. But anyway, if you what do you super chat, you do the PayPal me. You come over and we got somebody new that let's say signs up on Patreon with us, or you buy swag or whatever. You do any type of help revenue wise during this live stream as far as me, as far as the Clover Tech channel, then I'm keeping a list over here. We're going to draw a special prize for those folks. So keep that in mind. You'll have a chance the bottom of every hour, and then if you decide to help out in that way, that'll give you an extra chance as well. Thanks, G, for putting that YouTube link out there. So want to go back to Jeff. I know Jeff, you had put something in the side chat. That did you get that kind of question covered?
No.
Okay, okay. You want to go ahead and ask that?
Yeah, sure. So it was kind of a two-part question, and it's for people who have been to either to this event or to a similar event that has a real 2A focus, kind of an advocacy type focus. And it was, number one, what actionable opportunities did you find because of the event? Like, you think if you weren't at that event, you wouldn't have found that opportunity organically. And then, kind of the follow on to that is, what did you accomplish due to going to that event? And it may be that it's the same answer, or it could be, kind of like my story every year when I look back at Shot for the prior year. Right after the show, I'll tell you 26 different just badass opportunities that I wouldn't have found if we weren't at Shot. And then when we're getting ready for the next shot and I look back at them all, I'll tell you about the three of them that actually panned out. So that's kind of where I'm going with this question is, the investment in time and effort and treasure, to actually get there and participate. What real advancement towards your goal have you gotten out of it?
But before G answers that, because G's the only one here that obviously has been, and I do want to hear his thoughts. I want to speak to that from the standpoint of I've never been, but I'm going this year. So from the a point of kind of what I see in expectation. So, sort of, yeah. But it's from where I'm sitting, it doesn't look like what am I, as far as opportunity, what am I going to get opportunity wise out of this in the same sense of opportunity at something like Shot Show? It's not even in the same realm or ballpark as far as the types of connections and things like that you're making. Um, However, I do see the similar opportunity with such an event, and we've already hit on it multiple times, to be able to network in such a way to potentially get, if you're talking about from a content creation side of things, right? Let's take everything kind of is falling in under the umbrella of 2A in a way, and so let's take content creation and pull that to the side for a minute. Then content creation can lead to obviously revenue generation and product and T&E, and it can lead to a lot of different things. Um, I think that the connections made could potentially bring in more people and more awareness to some of the other podcasts and other things that I'm doing because honestly, there's a couple that I do that seemingly have gotten less and less traction, and I think that they're important issues. I mean, when you're dealing with youth and the young people out there today and that sort of thing, I mean, I find that very important, and it's a little bit disheartening uh, to see that kind of slump off a little bit. So being able to network and talk with people and get my passion across for those projects, and maybe even network people that have the same type of passion for those projects, and maybe even get some advice on, how do we shake things up and shift things up. Maybe bring them in as co-host on some shows. Maybe do some collab work with them, some things like that. So I see. I guess what I'm saying is I don't. While I think that there's ample opportunity there to make an impact on society, to change things for the better when it comes to the Second Amendment. As far as opportunity in growing the channel or revenue generation or something like that, I don't see anything. I'm not expecting anything like that out of GRPC going in. I just don't think it's going to happen. G, I'll let you because you've been before, so I'll let you speak firsthand to it.
Well, and I'll clarify. I wasn't talking about as a content creator or any of those other goals, but really advancing the 2A advocacy cause. What opportunities have you found because you were there, and what have you accomplished that you don't think you would have if you weren't there?
True. Heard it. I don't know that she heard that because I don't. Right. Right. Are you in here, Miss Cheryl? She looked froze there in the bottom, so she may not be. G. Maybe we've had several. It said device is not connected, and she dropped out. So she's working on it. Treasure. Yeah, John Richardson, right? Yeah. No lawyers, only guns and money. I think something like that. No lawyers, no lawyers, only guns and money. Mhm. Right. No, yeah, I totally agree. You get, yeah, Cheryl apparently is having